The early July heat pressed down on the Redstone Plains, the 200-acre Texas ranch shimmering under a relentless sun, the lake a glassy expanse of silver, wildflowers wilting in the dry grass. Their yellows and purples muted, ancient oaks whispering in the faint breeze. But in the old barn near the ranch's western edge, Sarah Bennett, 24, froze mid-step, her heart pounding. As a rusted metal cabinet crashed to the ground with a deafening clang, dust and straw swirling in the dim light, Ethan, 14, screaming, "What was that?" Tessa, 10, clutching Dakota's collar. Her voice trembling. "Sarah, it moved on its own." The barn's shadows deepening. The lake's calm a distant memory, the wildflowers trembling, their roots deep in the Texas soil. Sarah had always loved horses, a passion sparked before she could walk. Her first Teddy, a brown stallion with white specks, gifted by her great-uncle John Parker at birth. Twice her size at 7 pounds 2 ounces, its stitching unraveling by her 6th birthday from endless love, John repairing it by hand in his workshop. Stuffing it with hay until it smelled like the stables. "This horse will always be with you, Sarah," he'd said, his Stetson shadowing his weathered face, and by her teens, Sarah was a skilled rider. Her room at Redstone filled with trophies, posters of her equine friends lining the walls, a voracious reader of horse tales like Black Beauty, her mother Michelle reading to her as a child. Sarah preferring the worlds of her imagination to movies or TV, the lake glowing gold in the twilight, the wildflowers enduring, their roots deep in the Texas soil. Growing up, Sarah spent weekends at Redstone, even after John took over the ranch from her grandfather Samuel, who'd retired but kept a guiding hand, teaching her to care for the horses, brushing their coats, shoveling hay, never shying from the work, summers stretching long and golden, Sarah helping with tourists, teaching them to ride despite being younger. Her only payment the joy of being with the horses, a deal John's old partner Frank Hensley supported. The ranch a quiet haven on the plain's edge, the nearest town 5 miles away. A bike ride Sarah loved, far from city noise, more at ease with animals than people, though her cousins Ethan and Tessa broke through her quiet reserve, their shared love of riding bonding them. Ethan sketching the horses, Tessa giggling with Dakota, "They're like magic, Sarah," she'd say, the wildflowers trembling in the breeze, the plains stretching wide and unbroken. Their roots deep in the Texas soil. The old barn, predating the ranch by 50 years, was a relic of its days as a farmhouse, small and dingy, cobwebs draping rusted machinery. A rickety ladder leading to a loft, once a cow stable but long abandoned, the adults often forgetting it existed, muttering about tearing it down, making it the perfect hideout for Sarah, Ethan, and Tessa on scorching afternoons, the summer of 2015 especially sweltering, the ranch quiet after morning tourist rides, the trio retreating to the barn, locking themselves in. The scent of wood oil and leather wrapping around them. Ethan sprawled on the floor tossing a quarter, Tessa perched on a saddle, Sarah weaving tales of elven riders. They galloped through the forest, chasing a stag, her voice soft, when the cabinet fell, the lake in the distance glowing silver, the wildflowers enduring, their roots deep in the Texas soil. The cabinet, untouched for decades, had been empty when Sarah peeked inside years ago, its dust undisturbed, but now it lay on its side, drawers open, Ethan stammering, "I didn't touch it, I swear." Tessa nodding, "It just fell, Sarah, I saw it." Sarah's mind racing, "There's no wind in here, the door's shut." The cabinet suddenly spinning 180 degrees, facing them like a challenge. The kids bolting for the door, Tessa struggling with the bolt, Ethan crashing into her, Sarah yanking it open, the heavy oak slamming into them, the trio tumbling into the sunlight. The oppressive heat of relief, Sarah glancing back, the cabinet upright again, dust untouched. "What in the world?" she whispered, Ethan pale, "Let's check the horses now." The wildflowers trembling in the breeze, the plains stretching wide and unbroken, their roots deep in the Texas soil. Sleep eluded Sarah that night, and the next, Ethan and Tessa just as shaken. Ethan admitting, "I can't stop thinking about it. I don't like ghosts." The barn haunting their summer, a month later the weather cooling, the trio sitting outside it, Sarah finishing a story. The elves let the stag go, guardians of the forest, Ethan on a hay bed, Tessa on the barn's roof, her legs dangling 15 feet up, a climb only she dared, when she screamed, "Dakota, get down." Sarah shading her eyes, the sun blinding, a shape like Dakota's silhouette on the roof, but the dog was at her side, Tessa leaping into Ethan's arms, the hay cushioning their fall. Tessa sprinting to the main house, Sarah and Ethan following, finding Dakota inside, napping by the fireplace. He's been here all day, Michelle said, Tessa trembling. I saw him up there, I swear. The lake glowing gold in the twilight, the wildflowers enduring, their roots deep in the Texas soil. Years passed, Sarah graduated high school, studied veterinary medicine in Austin. Returning to Redstone in her early 20s, working part-time checking the horses, the rest of her time helping local ranchers with their livestock, her skill with animal spreading. The barn's mysteries lingering, tying into the verdant network John uncovered, the Redstone Oaken node in an ancient system, early July 2025 bringing new tension, John sharing at dinner. Grayson's targeting more sites. We need to be ready. Frank Gruff heard noises near the barn last night, Matt adding. Thought it was a radio. Static, voices, Tom nodding. Saw flickering lights. Like a candle, Sarah's stomach dropping. That barn's been strange since I was a kid. The lake in the distance glowing silver, the wildflowers trembling, their roots deep in the Texas soil. The dinner table fell silent. John's chili con carne cooling. Sarah recounting the cabinet incident. Tessa adding. I saw Dakota on the roof, but he was inside. Ethan pale. I hate that barn. Michelle frowning. You never told me. Sarah sighing. We tried. Y'all thought we were imagining things. John leaning forward. What if it's tied to the verdant? Dr. Chen said the nodes can cause phenomena. Lights, sounds. Lena Carter, the historian ally from Blackthorn, nodding. Historical records mention echoes at verdant sites. Energy manifesting as past events. Sarah's mind racing. The cabinet, Dakota. Those were our memories. The wildflowers trembling in the breeze. The plains stretching wide and unbroken, their roots deep in the Texas soil. That night, a faint click echoed from the barn, static crackling like an old radio, Sarah grabbing a flashlight. I'm checking it out, John following. Is Stetson low? Not alone. You're not. Ethan and Tessa trailing, Dakota at their heels, the barn's door creaking open, the air thick with dust. A flickering light in the loft, static growing louder, voices whispering. Sarah, help. Her own voice from a decade ago, the cabinet trembling, John steady. It's the node, replaying your past. Sarah climbing the ladder, the light a glowing orb, pulsing with emerald energy, her childhood laughter echoing. The cabinet still, the light fading, the static silencing. The lake glowing silver under the moon, the wildflowers enduring, their roots deep in the Texas soil. Back at the house, Sarah sat with John, the regulation key on the table. The barn's close to the oak. Must be picking up its energy, John nodding. Our family's tied to this land past, present, future, Michelle hugging her. You faced it. Sarah, Tessa with Dakota. No more ghosts. Ethan sketching the orb. It's kinda beautiful. The barn quiet. Its whispers a reminder of Redstone's mysteries. Sarah whispering. We're guardians of more than just the oak. The wildflowers trembling in the breeze, the plains stretching wide and unbroken, their roots deep in the Texas soil.